How are you feeling after today's earnings report?
Well, it was a great, the GM team here, we're off to a great start here in 2023. We really had a great earnings day today, and we're actually going to raise our guidance here on top of that. So, $40 billion on a net revenue basis, 3.8 billion on an EBIT adjusted basis. And then we ran margins on our vehicles at 9.5%. So those are some pretty big numbers. And then we beat the earnings per share on a diluted basis at $2.21 versus consensus of $1.73. So those were really good. I would also say that we grew the company. So we grew the company faster than anybody in the industry year over year by increasing our market share by 1.5 points. So we're number one in fleet. We're number one in trucks. We're number one in the retail space as well. So we're off to a great start this year, and the mix of product is fantastic.
And is there anything in particular that you credit this success with?
I do. I think if you look at the investment that we've made over the last 2 or 3 years into the portfolio and product, really, and our facilities, I would say the people who are making our cars, the people who are designing, engineering, all of those things together are really a combination of a winning team. So, it is one team here, and I think everybody pulling in the same direction, and the pipeline is full of everything from cars that are starting at $21,500 with the new tracks from Chevrolet to the new Buick Envista at $23,000. We're hitting that just right. Those are mass volume segments. Great cars at those prices for people right in the middle of pretty high inflation and pretty high interest rates, and so those are big announcements for us too. And I'd also say, we are the number 2 EV manufacturer right now as well, which is, we've spent over $35 billion on our EV investments. We're bringing our cell plant online in Lordstown, Ohio. The next one will be Spring Hill, Tennessee, and then the third will be right here in Michigan and Lansing. So as those cell plants come online, our EV manufacturing of the vehicle itself comes online. And you'll see things like the Hummer SUV leaving Factory Zero right now. And you'll see the Blazer EV and the Equinox EV very shortly. So along with the Silverado EV. So we've got a slew of launches. It's full. And I think we're just going to keep accelerating.
And I definitely want to come back to EVs in just a minute. But before I do, the story of the past couple of years has been the supply chain issues, the chip shortage. Are those a thing of the past?
I'm not sure they're a thing of the past. I think the whole supply chain across the industry, and not only automotive, was really damaged and hard to repair. It was a real global economy of parts and goods, and some of those global supply chains are not the same anymore. And so you have to really retrench from a supplier and just a transit standpoint. The transit of rail transit and truck transit, particularly in automotive, has been very challenging as well. I think that those supply chains, having said that, are still under a lot of stress. The actual chip piece of that is improved quite a bit, and you see the availability across the industry improve quite a bit, and less variability of the chip supply itself.
All right. And there's really been no doubt about it. GM has said that it is focused on an all-electric future. And you've just given me some information about how it's becoming more so all the time. What does the public not understand about the sea change that is the EV future?
I think there's a lot of perceived friction points. Some of those are very real. But I also think that very few people have actually driven an EV. And I think that's a big proof point. When you drive an electric vehicle, people like to drive and be seen in things that they are a reflection of themselves, are important to themselves. Car purchases are not always rational. They're emotional, they're passionate. What they look like, how they drive is very important. And how you feel, and some of the range pieces of that. People, if our portfolio will have all of our vehicles over 300 miles of range very shortly here, That we found is sort of the threshold when people stop worrying about range. We've done a lot of research with our customer base on that. So we're going to hit that sweet spot. But I'd also say the infrastructure piece of this is something that is not is developed and robust as gasoline, and we all know that. So I think what you see happening here, sort of like when the horseless carriage first came on, what were paths, no roads. People are like, well, how am I going to fuel this? Where am I going to drive it? There's no road, there's no gas stations, there's none of that. There's a little bit of that going on, but it's coming very fast. And you can see it happening here across the whole country in North America.
And of course, the federal government has announced some investment in terms of that charging infrastructure.
They do.
But also, do you guys need to develop a relationship with power companies? Is this a thing that might be a part of the future?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great if you think about there's another a little bit of a misconception on the grid per se, being able to handle electric vehicles. Most power companies capacitize to about 15% over what the peak use is on, in an air conditioner type load, which is very peak. And so, if you think about electric vehicles, the amount of storage that it provides the power companies and the grid, there's a huge opportunity there to buy and sell across the storage of an electric vehicle in your home. And so we work very closely with the power companies to look at how that can really, number one, eliminate their need to capitalize another coal firing plant for electricity, and use the electric vehicles as storage to guard, and capacitize against peak loads. So huge opportunity for that. I think it's a fascinating twist that a lot of people don't think about, but power companies are all in.
And how much of an investment, maybe even say a gamble, is switching over to all EVs?
Well, I don't know if it's a gamble necessarily. It's something that we saw, 4.5 years ago, because the regulatory environment, no matter who's in office or what, what's happening in terms of elected officials, the regulatory piece of this is getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And there's only so much displacement you can take out of a vehicle. There's only so many countermeasures like electric vacuum pumps, electric power steering, electric brakes. Customers don't necessarily pay for those. They want it to work and be safe. And so the smaller you go in displacement on an emissions basis, the more countermeasures you have to put in the car. And, cars get very, very expensive. And in fact, ultimately, we can't afford to sell internal combustion engines. Whenever that time frame is, we're on that road. And so the faster we can convert that, and the faster that our customers understand how good our electric vehicles are, that's a positive thing from a customer and business and environmental standpoint.
And you guys have been doing a pretty good job of staying profitable during this transition. Is that a concern to you? It's my understanding that this is really like starting from ground zero when you start to create an entire EV industry. How would you explain maybe that all-in mentality?
Well, it's all in, and it's not all at once. Okay, so that's a big difference, Mike, and that's a really good competitive advantage that some of the automakers that currently make internal combustion engines have, because our footprint with gasoline engines is in place. And so I don't have to go buy plants. We don't have to go capitalize plants, other than the tooling changes required to change over from an ICE to an EV vehicle in those plants. And so we've got the luxury of really, adapting to the market and our customers as this transition happens. So we can run our gasoline engines at a higher mix or a lower mix, and our EVs at a higher mix. But if you think about it, over 30% of the market is willing to look at an EV now, and that was very different a year ago. It was very different 2 years ago. So this is happening faster than a lot of people thought it would. We made that call again, about 4 years ago to begin the transition and begin transitioning our plants. And I think we're very agile right now to the market and the adoption rate.
And does the production of the batteries that go in these vehicles, is that a concern? Is that something that you guys are worried about?
I'm not sure we're worried about it, but as we capacitize, these are very, very large investments. $3 billion type facilities, and doing it here in the United States is incredibly important. Number one, for the cells themselves. So there's a production of the cells, and then you take those cells and assemble the packs, and then the packs go into the vehicles. So we try and do that where we're going to make the vehicle as close as we can to where we're going to make a vehicle or some vehicles on the footprint of the plants themselves. But these are big plants, and they have to be almost perfect quality. And so that's what we're focused on. And yeah, it's different than making an internal combustion engine for sure. But we've been doing the internal combustion engine for a long, long time, and we're pretty good at that. The cells come online, and the quality piece of it, we bring those quality systems from our internal combustion engine plants into our cell plants, and a lot of that is known, and the processes that we've developed are pretty applicable to the cells themselves.
Another interesting bit of news that came out today is that you guys are going to stop the production of the Chevy Bolt. What led to this decision?
Well, it wasn't the car itself necessarily, but what the batteries in the Bolt are what we call BEV2, or battery electric vehicle version 2. We're now into 3+ with the Lyriq and the Hummers, and now the Equinox and Blazer, and then the Silverado. So our chemistries, which are developed right here in Warren on site, we're going to keep progressing those chemistries. The other piece of this is Orion is being, our Lake Orion plant here right off of I-75 is being converted. And so that conversion to other products is starting right when we stop production. So we'll probably triple the number of jobs in Orion when we do this. So it's a big changeover in that plant, and we just got to get on with it.
I don't want to pass up the fact that the Bolt is one of the less expensive EVs out there.
It is.
And one of the complaints a lot of people have these days is just the cost of vehicles is getting outside of their price range. What would you say to them?
I'd say that we're going to hit the heart of the market again with even lower price points than what you might have seen with the Bolt. And the Equinox and the Blazer are right in the same price points roughly that the ICE versions are. So we're going to have a whole portfolio, as we always do at General Motors, for all pocketbooks, all tastes, and all brands. So the approach hasn't changed on what we're going to offer. We're just going to change it over. So yeah, we're going right at it. And in fact, on the ICE front, on the internal combustion engine vehicle front, we're just launching our new Chevrolet small car, the Trax. And that car is launching at $22,000. So the second one that's right in that arena is a Buick Envista, and we just saw that launch here last week. And that's starting at $23,500. So these are way below the average thresholds of what people are paying for cars today. They're profitable for us. They're high volume. They're beautiful. So we're going to hit it from all sides.
There's this move toward larger EVs as well, trucks, utility vehicles, that sort of thing. Is there a strategy behind that?
Well, I think if you look at some of the bigger segments, pickup trucks and SUVs are pretty prominent here in the United States. And so, I think getting the portfolio started with some of those vehicles in those high volume segments is a pretty good way to get people interested in looking at EVs right off the bat, because of the popularity of the segment itself. But it's also, I think those are some of the biggest greenhouse gas and gasoline penalties on CAFE and everything else. So I think those are really big offsets for that when you get into the electric vehicle piece of that, and give people something that is as good or better than the gasoline version. You can really start putting away greenhouse gas and CAFE compliance with those vehicles, which is very important for the environment.